when they suddenly heard a splash. And they turned around and saw that one young man was already in the pool and swimming for his life with the alligators in hot pursuit. But he managed to outswim them all and jumped over outside the pool and ran and came to the billionaire, who said, "Congratulations, brave young man, you are a hero." That man said, "Turn the situation to your advantage." I've heard of the Texan rancher who had a huge ranch and only one daughter. It was time for his daughter to be married. He invited all the suitors over. The young people from all over Texas came eager to marry this beautiful daughter of the wealthy billionaire. When they gathered in the courtyard of his house by the side of the swimming pool, he said, "Look, this swimming pool, Olympic size, 50 meters, is infested with crocodiles. Which of you will swim across? If you manage to do it, you will have a choice between three things. Either 20 acres from my ranch, or else $5 million, or else the hand of my beautiful daughter in marriage." The options were so tempting. The young men were thinking and at the same time fearing the crocodiles, assessing the danger, when they suddenly heard a splash. And they turned around and saw that one young man was already in the pool and swimming for his life with the alligators in hot pursuit. But he managed to outswim them all and jumped over outside the pool and ran and came to the billionaire, who said, "Congratulations, brave young man, you are a hero. What will it be? 20 acres from my ranch, or $5 million, or my daughter's hand in marriage?" That man said, "Sir, I will decide those later on. First of all, I wish to know the name of the fellow who pushed me into the pool." So there was an adversity, but it got converted to his advantage. Convert adversity to your advantage. When John Kennedy was asked, "What made you a war hero?" he said, "Somebody sank my boat." He was famous before being a president. He saved the lives of 2 sailors, and holding them, he swam back to the shore. In the adversity, there is always an opportunity. Look for it. Just like one horse, it was serving a farmer and it had grown old. But nevertheless, it used to loiter around in the farm until one day there was a dry well in the farm and the horse fell into it. Now it was not worried because the horse knew, "My master loves me and will come to the rescue." It started hee-hawing, attracted the attention of the master. The farmer came and saw, "My old horse has fallen into the old well." And in a flash, the farmer decided it's just not worth it to pull this old fellow out. May as well bury the horse there. The horse was looking up to the master for help, confident it would receive it. The master took a spade and shoveled the dirt onto the horse. The horse was so disappointed, but it shrugged the mud off, and it got another one, shrugged that off, and slowly the well started filling, but the horse was rising higher and higher and higher until it came almost to the top, and then took its call and jumped out and ran to its freedom. The same well which was supposed to be its grave turned out to be a way to escape to freedom. So likewise, in these adversities, there is an opportunity. And how do you find that opportunity? When you trust the laws of God. He is our well-wisher. He has designed this world to help us in the journey of our soul to the supreme destination. So He has designed this world as a university of hard knocks. Those hard knocks are not because God hates us, but in those hard knocks are opportunities to grow and become a better person. One little boy was studying in grade 5, and he was taught in science class about how a caterpillar weaves a cocoon around itself and then hibernates within for a few weeks to finally emerge one day as a beautiful butterfly. Returning from school, the boy discovered in the rose bush in his garden lot a cocoon hanging. And the boy said, "Oh my God, this will be my personal science laboratory." Now, every day while going to school and coming back, he would check the status of the cocoon. One day, sure enough, a little tear had appeared. The butterfly was coming out. Since it was a Saturday morning, the boy started coming and checking after every hour. By midday, the butterfly's head was visible. Now he was looking transfixed as the butterfly was ripping apart its home for the last few weeks and emerging into the beautiful world. After a little while, it seemed to get stuck. It was not progressing any further, and the cocoon was bobbing up and down, up and down. The boy said, "My God, such hardship has befallen the butterfly." We all see hardship as a bad thing. He also thought, "Oh my God, such a bad thing is happening to this butterfly. Let me do my good deed for the day." He ran in home, got a pair of scissors and clipped the cocoon open. He thought the butterfly will fly into the beautiful sky, but it collapsed to the ground. He saw it was cringing around and looked carefully to discover the butterfly's stomach was swollen and the wings were shriveled. The boy thought, "This may soon correct itself. The wings will fill up and the stomach will shrink." But the boy did not know that now this would never happen. That struggle of getting out from the cocoon was a necessary part of the evolution of the butterfly. It would have squeezed the fluid from the stomach into the wings and made the butterfly truly glorious. The struggle would have made it glorious. Without the struggle, it would remain crippled. Likewise, the struggles that God places in our life are not to stamp us down, but to make us fight them and grow from within to become better people. That is why somebody said, "I prayed to God for strength. He gave me difficulties to overcome, that I may become strong. I prayed to God for wisdom. He gave me problems to solve, that I may become wise. I prayed to God for courage. He gave me dangers to overcome, that I may develop a courageous heart. I prayed to God for love. He gave me the poor and downtrodden to serve, that I may develop love. My prayers were answered, not by getting what I asked, but by receiving what I needed. So, the grand plan of the universe is to help the soul grow and manifest its full glory. As the Bible puts it so well, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Our scriptures say, Vrihatvat Brahma, Vringhanatvat Brahma. Brahma or God is He who is infinitely perfect, and Brahma or God is He who helps His little parts reach that ultimate perfection. So, even when things seem to be all chaotic, remember there's a pattern unfolding in it. One little child saw his grandmother knitting a sweater in the month of November. He said, Dadi, what are you doing? She said, I'm knitting a sweater for you. He came and looked closely, and all he could see was the woolen threads in a haphazard manner. He said, Dadi, this doesn't seem like a sweater. She said, come and look at it from my side. She pulled him over, and he saw a beautiful pattern was emerging. Likewise, have faith that God wants you to succeed. Be positive, look for solutions, and finally, be patient. Patience is a very important virtue because transformation takes time.